In today's video, we want to talk about risk, or rather, let's talk about controlling risk. You see, over the last 40 years or so, as we've transitioned from a savings environment, or most people work for companies that had pensions. So if you work for a company that had a pension, they put the money away, they managed it, and then they guaranteed the payout. So everything was done by somebody else for us, and we had no risk, really. Well, I say we had no risk. We're starting back in the 90s. There were a number of corporate pensions that failed, and so we had some issues there. But by and large, the vast majority of pensions were safe. Well, fast forward to 1978, when the 401k was first developed, and it became readily available in 79, 80, somewhere in that period of time, so that we began the transition from safety and guarantees to market-based retirement planning, which is what the mutual funds in the 401k are. They're market-based, they're stocks, so they can go up in value or they can go down in value. And for quite some time, the market actually went up and did very, very well. But over the last 20 years, we've seen a great deal of additional volatility that we hadn't experienced prior to that. And this brings a new risk to our retirement planning. It's kind of like, if you were 21 years old in 1978, you were just starting your working career, for example, but you would be turning 65 this year or very soon, okay? And the retirement vehicle of choice would have been a 401k for you. And you've put money away, you maybe got some matches, and you've ended up where with an amount of money that you've hopefully is viable for you and will support you in your retirement. So we have a lot of numbers that can back up how that worked. In other words, we can look back and we can see how that went. What we don't have is any data on someone retiring at age 65 after having funded their entire retirement plan through a 401k over their 40-plus year working career, and now they're getting ready to retire. And so there's this idea that we think that the same factors that impacted our retirement plan going forward are going to continue. Well, let's consider a couple of things. First off is that all during your retirement, hopefully you were with the company that gave you a match. During retirement, there is no match. And there's also a big difference between accumulating money, putting money in every single month, or twice a month if you get paid twice a month in a pay period. So there's a lot of difference between the accumulation phase and the distribution phase. The very things that made the market work very good for you on the way up could actually end up hurting you on the way down. And increased volatility really has an additional impact on how your distributions go, because it's entirely possible that you could be pulling money out that, again, it's no longer being matched, but you could be pulling money out in times of market downturns. And once you pull that money out, it's never available again for returns. And so the distribution phase is really quite critical. And the planning of that process, reducing risk to the lowest level possible, is very, very important. In addition to that, the vast majority of 401k dollars are tax deferred, meaning they've never been taxed. So you're going to be pulling them out while you are in retirement, and you're thinking that you might be in a lower tax bracket. But in reality, the current tax laws are set to expire, or sunset is the provision that is used in the tax law, as of December 31st, 2025. So the existing tax brackets are all going to go away. So our government is going to have to go through and redesign the marginal tax brackets. And of course, our government needs money. So as most people would agree, taxes are probably going to go up. So the question is, how do you manage risk in the distribution phase, and how do you manage taxes in the distribution phase? And that's one of the things that we talk with our clients about is first, we got to make sure that you have an adequate amount in your retirement account when you get there. But then what do you do when you start to distribute? And unfortunately, or fortunately, let me say that a little bit differently. Most people just put their retirement on automatic pilot. In other words, you put the money away, your company matches it, the market does what it does, and you kind of hope that things work out to your advantage. Well, that might work during the accumulation phase, but there's some things that you should do that maybe would increase your chances of winding up at retirement with the amount of money that you really want. But you have to start making those plans today. You can't wait till you're 50 or 55 or 60 years old to make those plans. I mean, if that's how old you are and you haven't made some adjustments, there's no better time to do it than now. But it would be better if you started when you were in your 30s and your 40s, planning for a future that reduced taxes to the lowest level possible during retirement and reduce risk, not only on the way up, but during retirement to the lowest level possible. And so that's one of the things that we like to talk with our clients about is how to position yourself going forward. You see, what we have helped our clients understand is that controlling your financial environment is extremely important. And how you position your money is every bit as important as where you put it. In fact, sometimes how you position it is actually more important. And it's that how versus where that we teach our clients so that you end up with a plan that creates more benefits for you, helps you create wealth faster, with less risk, fewer taxes, not only during the accumulation phase, but as we mentioned, during the retirement phase. So we would love to have the opportunity to sit down with you and help you identify ways that you can improve how you're moving forward. And we know that there's a lot of information out there, and much of it is conflicting. Much of it is actually not even correct. Over the last 20 years or so, many of the things that we thought to be true about money have turned out to not be true. And that's one of the things that we help our clients understand, is that there truly are things that you think to be true about money that really are not. And there are some financial myths out there that are very destructive, very devastating. And we want to help you identify those so that you understand how to position your money now and in the future to create many, many more benefits for you. So we offer a 30-minute free, no obligation consultation that if you click on the link below, you'll be able to schedule that with one of our advisors. And if you would like, you could also click on the other link to get access to or to register for our financial video library. And there is another thing that you could do if you'd like. You could click on the subscribe button to our YouTube channel and have access to a bunch more videos there. So we'd love it if you take time to schedule a consultation, a free consultation with us, so we can help you identify the areas that you might be able to create greater financial certainty in your life.